Hello, welcome to my third and final game of the day, which is going to be soon tomorrow, 11:30 p.m. at the moment. G6 is interesting. I think I can go for d4. And in fact, I think it's fun if you can go for c3 as a pawn gambit. I don't know this perfectly, but it'd be nice to have a bit of fun just before I go to get some rest. Black can decline with just bishop g7. I think this is called the Smyslov variation, and this is definitely playable. I believe bishop g5 inducing f6 is nice. Okay, I guess it's a question, where do I want to put this bishop back to? Probably d6 is going to be played, so bishop e3 I think makes sense to me. This is not too unlike a Smith-Morra gambit. The difference being that we have these two pawns as difference. So if this came from a Smith-Morra, black would have a pawn here instead of a pawn here. And I think that's pretty much the only difference. I feel like I could actually castle queenside, and I want to. I think black will go for f5, if not immediately, at some point. Knight d5 I don't think is working. Well, knight d5 just doesn't have to be reacted to. If I go bishop c4 to prevent this castling, knight a5 is definitely possible. I suppose bishop b3, queen b3, d5. No, I still control d5 from b3, so that seems strong. Queen b3, knight a5, queen a4, other knight to c6. That's a funny line. I think quite reasonable is just queen d2. Preparing to castle long, but I can still castle short. Stopping back from castling, not as important as finishing my development quickly. Both are fine. In fact, castling isn't really too essential for me. Black doesn't have the activity to whip up any kind of attack. E6, I'll probably play bishop c4. Black is tempting me with this. It would be nice to sacrifice on g5, but it's not good, I think. Unfortunately. e5, I don't think is a good sacrifice. Wait, maybe it is. So e5, takes. I take this. Good for me, I think. Probably even an advantage then. A clear advantage. I'm hopeful this is good for white, but we'll find out. E5, knight e5, yep, take. I think, yes, that's good. So to examine is e5, g4, and I think takes is good for me. And takes, knight somewhere, still good. This massive weakening of the king seems not like the right idea. Black does now have d5 because my pawn on e5 is disappearing. Okay. Probably c65 is the black's plan now. It would make no sense not to take now. And then I take here. Next is d5, which is scary, but I think this bishop coming here is going to be problematic. Or perhaps not, sadly. King f8, and I guess I don't have enough compensation for a pawn. Oh, castling is legal. Oops. Yeah, that's certainly a thing that I completely missed. I think importantly though, I have now queen d6, which I thought for certain white would want to stop. Perhaps knight f5. I don't know. Is there no way to wriggle my pawn back, or some kind of trick? Yes. Queen, bishop comes back, which wins material. Yay! Okay, this is not trivial at all though. Because this is a pawn center. Like, if any pawn center deserves to be called a pawn center, that is. Yeah. So I feel like even something drastic as g4 makes sense. Like, I cannot let this stand. My king should probably be on the side where the pawns are, so I think castling queenside makes sense. I want to play f4 first though. And I want f4 to be defended when I play Z move, so rook f1, yep. This is an annoying kind of move when this bishop isn't defending. So knight h5 if I'm white, and knight h4 for black. But g3 and this knight's getting trapped. In exchange for a pawn is just not enough for something winning, but it's a start. I think it's important that I force these pawns not to be in a duo, to either make them commit to this or make them commit to this. Now I can maybe even go g4. Okay, it's important that I control this enough that d4 doesn't come, which is surprisingly tricky. Casting long now just loses back the exchange, so I think that would be a bad idea. It's a very scary pawn store. I feel like storming black before I get hit is the way to go. Oh dear. Well, this is terrible for me. This is here, and this as well. Oops. Okay, I think just king here. This loses the knight. I think the intention is just to develop the rook, which is a respectable intention. Here I think just pushing this pawn. Here next. Although check. Oh, you. So h4 first should have been included. Same situation here, basically. Okay, let's play knight here. Oh, bishop can't take, but I basically just want to get into the square. And also to bring the king in. b5 isn't losing a piece. c5, b3 is, I have to. Now this is a price. I think I want just this then. King, walk, king, walk. And of course, the plan is seen and avoided. Rook is not doing anything here. Would be scarier here. This check is being a problem though. It's being a problem anyway, even if I go here. Well. Some very ridiculous discovered checks Black has here. H4 probably. I only have one legal move. I think this is not yet my death, but this might be. So like here, this is winning a piece. Do I have to do this? Which gives black 3 connected pass pawns. Nothing is going wrong at all. I'm pretty much obliged to take this pawn. If a discovered check is winning a piece, it's doing a check. Suppose even bishop check here. Sorry, check. Bishop here I just take. The problem is mostly rook coming here, if that forces me away, but otherwise I live for yet another turn. Never mind, I am dead lost. That was unfortunate. Yeah. Well, of course, losing the exchange didn't help, but it feels like this pawn center ended up getting too strong quite quickly. So giving up this pawn, not the right play. And instead, castling or h4 instead. Or sacrificing a piece. Let's see. Yeah, this was fine. I think this is okay. Bishop c4 here is indeed reasonable. I wasn't sure what to do against knight a5. Apparently bishop e2. Yeah, e5 here I thought was an interesting idea, but I thought black was too weak. But this center is just overwhelming. So giving up my e4 pawn just actually worse than just immediately sacrificing a piece. Which is funny. And then h4, g5, g4. I thought I didn't want to trade for some reason, but it's a very childish way of playing from me. And I just have activity as compensation. Yeah. I think I'll keep playing this gambit, but perhaps some more research required. Knight e4 is an interesting in-between move. And this isn't possible because of this. Yep. That's cute. Knight e4, d5, queen b4. Wow. Rook f7, knight d6, queen b6. I guess I should have gone looking. But knight f5 seemed straightforward. And after seeing bishop e7, I thought I must be fine. But as I said, this pawn center is crazy. Yeah, letting knight e3 happen, bad. Yeah. Engine does want f4 immediately, but I thought that black would just hang on to this pawn. And apparently this is actually... Okay, that's quite interesting. It was just that important to break up this pawn duo. Knight e3, I think, isn't at all obvious. Very critical to break apart the pawn center. And I was not at all successful at doing that. And yeah, this is just lost. Okay. I hope you all enjoy. I hope to see you again tomorrow.